Stockton, California could be the largest city in the U.S. to file for Chapter 9 bankruptcy. The city council voted Tuesday in favor of filing. That is a move that could issue further downgrades, but could be the only form of protection from next year's looming $26 million deficit. Is this the wave of the future for cities around the country? Lou Dobbs is here with his take. You know, the ex-mayor is another one in Stockton who ran out on his mortgage and he's now living in Palm Springs. You know, forget it.
Stockton is a particularly dramatic example of what's happening in too many communities across the country. The number of bankruptcies has doubled, as you know, over the course of each of the successive past 3 years. It's a worsening problem because we've got an economy that's not creating jobs. Cities dependent upon property taxes, dependent upon retail sales. It is a lousy time for them, and they are totally beholden and have frankly forfeited their future to public employee unions in many instances without any recourse other than bankruptcy to break those contracts or to negotiate a better way forward with those public employee unions.
How similar is Stockton to other cities? Because the story with Stockton is unique in that it spent a whole boatload of cash rejuvenating its downtown center.
That's not the problem,
I know the foreclosures are the second highest in the country. So, and there was some reporting that perhaps there was some fraud mixed in there as well. So what do you make of those situations as to being unique or
I take your point.
Symptomatic of the entire country?
It's unique in its history. It's unique in its geography. It is also unique in its devastating unemployment rate. The real estate boom that accompanied all of these grandiose contracts that were, after all, with public employee unions, not to be beholden to them forever. They literally sign contracts in perpetuity that they can't possibly honor, even had times been tremendous. And like many public employee unions in cities and municipalities across the country, they built in extraordinary investment returns, 8% a year. My God, you know, what's the last time that happened for a public employee investment fund? And now we've got CalPERS and other public employee unions desperately trying to get the state legislature to create a board that would have to approve municipalities going bankrupt before they could to protect the public employee union members. California is absolutely a bellwether in this kind of what is absolutely a crisis for municipalities, cities, towns across the country.
Yeah, it's the perfect storm. That's why it's first, but it's symptomatic of the same problem that everybody's having everywhere. A lot of the cities.
In Stockton, you mean?
Yeah, Stockton.
Well, they're not first. You know, they're really sort of following on the heels of a number of other California cities. In particular, California is the capital of public employee-driven.
Largest.
Yes, 300,000 population. They are the largest to date. But looming there, had they not voted against public employee unions and the largesse that's been required to this point, you know, San Diego, San Jose, which have just said we're not playing anymore. We've got to be responsible stewards of the taxpayers' money instead of a conduit for the engorgement of public employee unions.
Interesting.
Lou Dobbs, thank you so much. You can see Lou here every day at this time, and of course at 7 and 10 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, you've got Juan Williams and Ed Rollins to talk about the highly anticipated healthcare ruling. And if that wasn't enough, you've got the latest poll numbers in the race for the White House. Sounds like a great show.
And the deepest, most profound analysis on what happens in the markets, the capital markets, all of them, tonight, 7 o'clock.
Ever.
This will be a day that stands as a monument to the markets, which are obviously in profound recovery.
I couldn't possibly miss that.